It would never happen.
It just couldn't happen.
But see, in their mind, they somehow think, well, if you give it enough time, it might happen. So wait a minute, time's not going to help.
No, if you leave that pile of building material on that vacant lot for an extended period of time, it's not going to build a house.
They'll rot.
It's going to rot. It's going to turn back into the dirt that it came from.
Okay, so here we have the human body, and people are concerned about their health. How do I be healthy? Step one is you need to understand how God originally designed it.
Yeah.
And then find out, are we following His plan? Are we obeying His orders, doing what He said? If we're not, fix that.
Right.
Because I think an awful lot of people have diseases, a lot of Christians get diseases or various problems, and they pray and say, God help me, God please fix this. They don't realize God's already given us the commands in the Scriptures to tell us, and we're just simply not obeying.
Right. Yeah. Part of that is the schemes of Satan. He's blinded us to them.
Right.
You know, he's taken the knowledge we have of atoms and molecules, and he's perverted it into the principles and the theories of evolution.
Right.
Okay. I mean, the Lord revealed all knowledge that we have is revealed to us from God. He is the source of all intelligence in the universe. What we know because He's given us and revealed it to us. Okay. So you know, faith. I've come up with some definitions to kind of explain this. Faith is believing in things not yet proven that you know to be true.
Okay.
Okay. Knowledge is information gained to support truth.
And knowledge base builds.
Knowledge builds. Science is a means by gathering knowledge. Okay. Logic is the interpretation of the knowledge to draw conclusions.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're in the process of the Lord's revealed lots of knowledge to us. Okay. We have scientific procedures that allow us to verify things as truth.
Sure.
Okay. But at the end of all that scientific knowledge, there's always an amount of faith. Okay, that we have to tack on the end of it.
Right.
Okay. I can't, as you've said yourself, we can't scientifically prove, creation because we weren't there and we can't repeat it.
Right. Not observable.
It's not observable. It's the same thing for evolution.
Sure.
Okay. Now we can look at lots of things now and draw conclusions from them. Okay. And anybody that objectively weighs the evidence will conclude that evolution is a farce. It just can't happen. Okay. So that is, the evolution thing is just Satan perverting our perception of the knowledge that's been revealed to us. Okay. We have to understand why God made us. We have to understand how He made us and how His creation works. Once we understand how His creation is working, then we can do the things that are necessary to help maintain and take care of it. Okay, it's just like you wouldn't know how to take care of your car or your computer if you didn't read the manual.
Sure.
Okay. Well, first off, we have a manual. It's called the Bible.
Right.
Okay, and there's lots of good, solid scientific information in the Bible about our body and how it works. We have to keep the body balanced. Okay, we talked about the mental aspect, the chemical aspect, and then there's a third portion, and that's the body. Okay, the physical existence.
Okay, take a few minutes and just, if you had to break the body into a few basic systems, explain what do we have, how does it work?
Okay. Well, the first system I'd have to start with is the nervous system.
Okay.
Okay. The nervous system, as I said, is responsible for controlling and coordinating all the structures and all the functions of the human body, either directly or indirectly.
Okay.
Okay.
We've all got a head.
We've all got a head. Weighs 13 to 15 pounds, the average adult head.
The brain weighs 3 to 5 pounds.
3 to 5 pounds.
Okay. That brain controls everything.
Yes.
But it has to get the message to the body.
Yes.
Which comes through the spinal column.
It comes through the spinal column. 97% of the nerves that control our body come out in between the bones of the spine. They exit the skull, and travel down through the spinal cord, exiting through the in between the spinal vertebrae.
Okay.
Okay.
So God designed the body with the central head, just like Christ is the head of the church.
Christ is the head of the church.
And we're all supposed to be lined up with Him.
That's right.
And sometimes we get out of line.
Yes, we do.
And problems come in.
Yes. Anytime you lose the alignment, when you're improperly tapped into the source, spiritually with Christ as the head of the church, also as the head of the body. Everything starts in the head. It comes down from the head, down through the body, out to the parts, causing the parts to grow according to the way Christ would have them grow. Okay, we know embryologically in the developing baby. Okay, if we sever a nerve, whatever that nerve was controlling will not develop.
So you could cut the nerve to the lung,
and the lungs would never form.
Okay.
Okay, everybody knows in an adult that if you sustain a spinal trauma, and you sever the spinal cord in the lower back, okay, you lose function of the legs.
Right.
And over time, the legs atrophy.
Sure.
Okay, because they have no neurological source directing their activity. Okay. Our body makes about 50,000 new cells every 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Traveling in our brainstem are 100 million nerve impulses per second. Okay. Information coming from the body up to the brain interpreting that information, and then sending a response back down. Okay.
Doesn't it also filter out, decide what's important?
Oh, absolutely. It's got an amazing filtering system. Okay. Technically, our nervous system is so fine-tuned that it is perceiving the fly that's bouncing off the window in the front of the building. Okay. It's picking up that sound wave. Okay, bringing it in, but it's throwing it out as unnecessary information.
Right.
Okay. Don't bother me with that right now.
I'm right now, I was not thinking about my right foot, but if I stopped and thought about it, I could tell you without looking what position it's in, what pressure points it has.
Exactly. Constant communication. All the bodily parts, all the body parts, okay, are constantly feeding information up into the brain, telling the brain where the body's at.
Right.
Just a simple little process of coming up and scratching our nose.
Sure.
Okay, very complex neurological process.
Oh, get a robot to do that. It's incredible.
It's incredible. Okay. It starts with the conscious thing, I want to scratch my nose.
Right.
Okay, and I start moving my finger toward the nose. But as I'm moving my arm, okay, I've got nerve endings in the joints and the muscles of my arms firing information back into my brain, telling my brain how I'm doing. Okay, and it starts making corrections. Otherwise, I end up with the finger in the eye.
Which is coordination.
It's a coordination process. Okay, so we have different parts of the brain responsible for different parts of the job. Okay, the Bible says that every part has a job.
Sure.
Okay, and you can't make another part do a different part's job.
The eye can't do the job of the ear.
The eye can't do the job of the ear. Okay, so the nervous system by far is the primary system of importance in the human body. As a matter of fact, all the other systems we have are actually supportive to the nervous system. Our nervous system will shut down all the other parts and deprive them of anything they need in order to preserve itself.
Okay.
Okay, you see, it's our nervous system that gives us our identity. It is our nervous system that makes us consciously aware of our Creator. Okay, I mean, it is the primary purpose. Okay, the musculoskeletal system, which comprises 60% of our body, that's the muscles and the bones.
Right.
Okay, body mass it's equivalent to about 60%. Okay, the primary function of the musculoskeletal system is first to provide protection to the nervous system. Okay, and then to provide mobility to the nervous system. You see, if you were just a nervous system and the rock was falling off the cliff,
you couldn't move.
You couldn't move to get out of the way. Okay, so the Lord gave us a musculoskeletal system to get us out of the way of the falling rock.
And everything else feeds information to this system.
Everything.
The eyes tell us what we're looking at, the ears what we're hearing,
Right.
feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, our brain, we have centers in our brain that directly tie our eyes to our neck. That's the only function of that piece of brain. And it's designed to get us out of the way of the baseball without thinking.
Sure.
Okay, that's occurring without conscious awareness. Now, as I'm happening in it, and the ball's already past me, I'm going, whew, that was close.
Right.
Okay, but that was a neurological reflex that took place simply from the eyes to this one brain center, okay, and then right down to the muscles of the neck to make us do that. We have a similar system for auditory response. Okay, we hear a loud bang, we're doing that. Okay, and
Or you step on a nail.
Or you step on a nail.
Your leg jerks.
Leg jerks. Okay, those occur at spinal cord levels, but at the same time, they're also sending information back up to the brain. Okay, so that the brain is constantly aware where that foot is. Mm-hmm. I've used when I taught anatomy and physiology, I used the example of putting your hand on a hot plate.
Right.
Okay, you put your hand on a hot plate, and you're going to reflex right back off. Mm-hmm. Okay, that part of the reflex is actually simply spinal cord. Okay, it goes into the spinal cord and right back out. Now, as it goes in, and as it's sending one message back out to pull the arm off, it's also sending a message up to the head saying, I'm pulling my arm off. That was hot. Dummy, don't do it again.
Right.
Okay. And at the same time, it's sending a message to our cerebellum so that when I jerk that hand back, I don't end up slapping myself in the head, causing another injury. Okay, because that's just a reflex.
Okay.
Okay, so that neurological center, our brain, is controlling the memory of it's hot. Okay,
right.
Don't do that again, dummy.
Right.
Okay, and it's also saying, hey, on your way back, don't hit yourself in the head.
All like that.
All on nanoseconds.
Okay, so you got 206 bones in the human adult body.
206 bones in the human adult body and over 600 muscles in the human adult body. And they are all interconnected. Okay.